everybody, and welcome back to the Insert Wisdom Podcast, episode number 17, I think. I sometimes lose track of where I am in these episodes, but I am coming to you right now at 12:28 a.m. PST. You never know when inspiration's going to hit for the Insert Wisdom Podcast, when some thought is going to occur to me and then I just have to sit down and record an episode. And that is exactly what happened tonight. So in true Kate fashion, what I tend to do is I take in life every day. I take in various stimulus and images and things that I've come across on social media or in my real life, and then I put them all into a big recipe, a big pot, cook it all together, and then I create something new with that. And so that is exactly what this episode is all about. If you've seen the title, we're talking about Pantone's new color that they just dropped, and the quote-unquote new frontier. And I'm gonna get into what I mean by that, or like the thought that I had behind that. So I guess let's start with this Pantone color that they just dropped. I have been loving recently collecting Pantone color palettes, or these images that people put out on social media. Like there's this gorgeous dark blue and burgundy colored photo that I just was obsessed with for so long, and I was like, I have to wear an outfit with these colors. But 2025, their color was like this chocolatey mousse color, which felt pretty warm and inviting, and it was a nice color. And I was really excited for them to release their 2026 color, because this year we've really seen a return of gothic fiction, gothic romance. Frankenstein was a huge deal this year, and we know that in Frankenstein, Guillermo del Toro and his art director, everybody who worked on that set, just had an impeccable eye for picking colors and designs, and it was such a colorful, beautiful, rich movie, right? Like we all know about Mia Goth's dresses in that, like the malachite green one that she wore, or that greenish bluish veil, the red veil at the beginning of the movie that was gorgeous, took my breath away, the blue dress with the feathers around her face. Point is that when you think about gothic fiction like that, it's so moody and rich. And I think there's been a collective feeling lately of people just really loving that richness. And so Pantone drops their new color, and it's called, what the hell is it called? It's called Cloud Dancer. Yeah, it's called Cloud Dancer. And it's just white. It's just a basic ass white landlord color paint that, they paint over everything when somebody moves out, right? It's the like 10 layers deep white paint that you see. And it's just like, it's so devoid of color. Like, isn't that the whole point? It's supposed to be a color. Is white a color? I don't even know, but it's just not, it wasn't satisfying at all. And so it was really cool to kind of be on Threads tonight and see all of us on there collectively choose green, like this deep, rich, moody, gothic kind of green, dark academia green. I forget the name of the specific color, but let me find it real quick. It's called, I don't even know if I'm saying this correctly, phthalo green. Look it up if you haven't seen it. It is stunning. And I was really happy to see that I also contributed to the collective deciding that this was the color, because I made my own Threads post about it. I said, I don't care what Pantone says, this rich dark green is my color of the year. And I have like 6 or 7 photos that feature this green color. It got over 2,300 likes so far. We'll see by tomorrow. And then right now it's at over 22,000 views. And I saw my thread featured quite a few times in compilations of people saying, hey, Pantone, like, you do you, but over here on Threads, we've collectively decided this ain't it. We're picking this rich green color. Thank you very much. So just imagining the joy that just a simple color has brought to so many people, and how it makes them feel, right? Like when you look at this color, or at least when I look at it, I can't speak for anybody else, but it makes me feel safe and alive, and just full of rich imagery in my imagination. It's the color of the earth and life and so many things. So there was so much enjoyment that I got, and that it seemed like a lot of people on Threads got from this conversation. And so then a little later in the night, I posted this about 17 minutes ago. Oh, that's funny. This is episode 17, and I posted this 17 minutes ago. So I had this thought occur to me. I said, so I actually don't think life can improve that much more in terms of technology and creature comforts. The real new frontier will be people simply enjoying their lives again, not needing all the extra shit we're told we need all the time. So what I think I'm going to go ahead and do is just put in the voice note that I recorded right as I was thinking about this, because I don't know, I feel like I put what I wanted to say into that voice note pretty well. I apologize for the audio quality if it's not as good as this audio, because I'm recording on my Yeti microphone. You can feel free to let me know your thoughts in the future, please do. But here's the voice note. So I just had a thought about consumerism and greed, and how there are just so many fucking products in the world, and how everyone is constantly striving for something, you know, to be a millionaire or to have the perfect life, whatever that's supposed to look like. And I think partly the reason why this came to me is because it's like we're bombarded with so many things all the time, that I think the new frontier is not going to be extreme leaps in technology. You know, like obviously there are more advancements that can be made in healthcare, for example. But when it comes to everyday quality of life, we've never had a better quality of life. We've never had so many things available to us at our fingertips. We've never had so much interconnectivity and wealth and so many things. Obviously, this depends on where you are in the world. But I really think that the new frontier for humanity in a lot of ways is going to be people just enjoying their lives again. But I really think that's what it's going to be about, because the whole thing with consumerism is the idea that you don't already have enough. That if you buy this product, your life will be better. Or you'll be sexier, you'll get that money, you'll have status, like, you know, all these things psychologically that human beings want. But I think a lot of people are just going to start being like, you know what? I actually find just as much enjoyment in talking about a color on Threads, or just wearing a color, or enjoying a good book, getting offline, saying, you know what, actually I don't need all this shit. I think there's going to be a tipping point where it's like there's going to be too much shit that's made, and nobody's going to want to buy things as much anymore, because, well, right now nobody can afford anything, but also because the things that really matter in life are not products. They're not these images that are sold to us that we should need or want all the time. Yeah, so let me know if that, I'm just trying a new format here because I do like to record voice notes in the moment quite often. And I think another important point with what I'm saying is obviously we're not all the same in terms of what gives us joy and meaning and what it is that we do with our time. And for some people, maybe creating a product is their whole life. But there's something in the air that to me feels like people are yearning for richness again and connection and enjoying the time that we have. Because when you live in, especially America, I don't know where you might be listening to this from, but there's this capitalistic idea that you have to essentially kill yourself to get to an imaginary point in the future where you might be rich, you might have the car, you might have everything you've ever dreamed of, but you don't know that you'll get there. But in the meantime, you're going to sacrifice the present moment. You're going to sacrifice your health and your life and enjoying what you have right now to get to that point. And for some people, they don't even get there until their 60s or 70s or 80s. And then it's like, oh shit, my life is gone. What did I spend all that time doing? What was it for in the first place? And I guess I can only really speak from my own personal experience that when I stopped looking outside of myself for things to make me happy or to covet things or like, this is the path I need to take or this is the advice everybody's telling me about how to get here. And I just started focusing on the things that actually, the only way I can put it is like tasted good to me. Like they were to my taste, that made me feel good. So like curating what information I took in, curating just like the social media accounts that I would interact with or the YouTube videos I would watch, and just putting my attention on things that actually matter to me. I feel like my quality of life has gotten so much better. I've had less anxiety, significantly less anxiety, actually, which is a huge win. But the market to me right now screams desperation. Like everyone's trying to outwit, outdo, outsell, outplatform each other and cancel everybody left and right, and it's dog eat dog. This shit's only for me, more for me, less for you, that kind of thing. And if we know anything about trends, the way things go is that things will swing one way and then they'll swing the other way, and then I don't know if balance is ever achieved. Like, I'm not necessarily saying that I think people need to throw away their smartphones and go into the woods and live there forever and have a homestead or whatever, unless that's what you want to do. But this is, again, just something that some of the greatest teachers in the world have talked about throughout the centuries, is that you already have everything you need already within you. You're not going to get it from outside of you, from some product, not even another person. Your government's not going to give it to you. Only you can give you the feelings you want to feel, the life you want to have. And that's going to come from understanding that this collective hallucination that we're all participating in right now, I guess, that there's only one way to live. And if you're not doing it, you're a failure. You're falling behind. I don't even know if I'm putting all of this into words in a way that I'll listen back to it and be like, yeah, hell yeah, I crushed this episode. But it's totally valid to just enjoy a color and the richness that can bring to your life, instead of, I don't know, all this extra shit that we put our attention on all the time that at the end of the day doesn't really matter. But what do I know, right? Like, different things are going to matter to different people, and I can absolutely respect that too. So, an experience. And one of my favorite things that I have known about myself for quite a while now is that I tend to help people reorient back on what feels correct for them, or, like the path that feels correct for them, just by like hanging out with them. And I'm not trying to brag about that at all, but it is a power that I know that I have. And I don't know, if the more content I can put out like this, and the more things I can create in general that can help contribute to that, I'm happy to do that. So, well, I think that is it for today's podcast episode. I want to thank you so much for listening. As always, if you want to email me any comments or questions, episode suggestions, you can find me at insertwisdom@gmail.com. I love it when I get interaction with this podcast and people suggest things they want me to talk about. I have links to all of my socials and publications that I've done on Substack, the Folklore Library, as well as my first book and my second book. If you would like to support me that way, I would greatly appreciate it. Or even just if you enjoy listening to Insert Wisdom Podcast, consider leaving a review. I know that that helps me in the algorithm quite a lot as well. So thank you guys so much for listening, and I will talk to you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.